Boilermaking is very broad.
Okay.
It's very broad. Anything of steel that you see outside here is boilermaking, including aluminium, high-speed steel, or anything of metal.
Hello and welcome to another session of ours of KasiTalk. You know, we always like to bring you fresh and interesting ideas, and we just like to engage the community about everything that has to do with growth, economy, informal sector and hustling. On today's segment, what we're handling is engineering entrepreneurship, and our guest today is Mr. Maqhawe Nkosi. Maqhawe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Who are you and what is the brand that you're building?
Okay, we are a very small company.
Who's we?
Me and my friend have a partner, which is my high school friend by the name of Zakhele,
Okay.
of which I started the business with. Since Uzex, we did the same career now. We decided to start up our own business in a very same sector that we're doing, of which is engineering sector.
Okay.
We deal with steel, anything of steel, from gates, butler-proofing, security doors, or any structure that is made out of steel.
Okay.
So that's our company. We even came up with the name of DHCM Engineering.
I think it's the coolest thing ever. So please tell us, what does DHCM mean?
Since we're doing dirty job, we
Yes.
decided to call our company Dirty Hands, Clean Money.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
That is the coolest name I've actually heard. Every abbreviation or every acronym is always something big and like something English word that no one knows.
And a very big story behind it.
A very big story
Yes.
behind, yeah.
Yes.
So with DHCM, they come and love it because it's continuously on the seventh, there's this new day. So we are willing to get dirty in order also to maintain below it. So like I think I'm on DHCM, it's 30 hands, then money. More important because we're willing to be dirty. We are willing to get dirty, but we are doing a little out of it.
When did you start the company?
We started a company 2015, but it was very small and it was still battling to grow. You know, mostly we didn't get much exposure,
Yeah.
but we had to find a way to be well known and to advertise as much as we can. So that's when we started, but it was still part-time. Up until 2016, we decided to go full-time on our business.
There's something you mentioned in the beginning. You said that both you and your business partner, Zakhele,
Yes.
you are in the same industry. You
Yes.
studied the same thing.
Yes.
What did you study?
Well, started from high school. Uzex Benklana, same desk. We're doing maths together.
Can we talk about the brotherhood?
It's my brother. That's my friend and my brother.
Yeah.
Uzex, we started being friends in high school, of which Benklana is same desk, Gametric especially. I went to the college. Uzex went to a training center. He was doing boilermaking. I was doing mechanical engineering. Then eventually we had a way to get back together.
Okay.
Like when we started working 2011 for a certain company, we started same year again, me and Zex.
What is boilermaking?
Boilermaking is very broad.
Okay.
It's very broad. Anything of steel that you see outside here is boilermaking, including aluminium, high-speed steel, or anything of metal. The grandstand in my stadium,
Okay.
they are built by boiler makers.
Okay.
Yes. Tanks. It can be Sasol tank. It can be tanks that carry load mine. Boiler makers. So whenever you have to bend the steel, you need a boiler maker.
Okay, so welding also falls into boilermaking.
Welding falls under boiler making.
Okay.
All the time a boiler maker is to build a structure, from designing, from the drawing board.
Yeah.
Boiler maker is to be there and find a way if it's going to be possible to build or impossible to build.
Where are you guys operating from?
We are based at Zakhele. We're still using our parents' garage.
Isn't that the joy of having people who can support you?
Exactly.
They get it.
Yeah, our parents they accepted the noise we make, because sometimes we get behind with schedule. So imagine basabukela my generation abosibaya and we're still grinding out there, all the noise, all the siyakapa, you see all that. So our parents, at least they managed to bear with us.
Yeah.
They managed to bear with us. And on top of that, Baba Zakhele is doing tiling. He's a businessman himself.
So you guys are like full-scale artisans.
Yeah, we
you
are.
guys like the handworks.
Exactly. We use our own private cars to load all the stuff, of which is training our cars.
Yes.
But then sometimes you can borrow us even here, we can use it at no cost. So we do have people backing us up.
That's good.
Yes,
That's good. That is the price and the cost and the fortitude of a dream.
Yes.
Always having people behind you.
Exactly.
A community that actually understands what you're doing.
Yes.
And I would have loved to have your business partner here, because this question is for both of you really. But is engineering a passion of yours or a means to an end? And for both of you, him as a boilermaker, but yourself, you got into mechanical engineering first.
Yes.
So is it your passion or is it a means to an end?
I wanted to be a boilermaker from the onset.
From the onset.
But unfortunately, due to my finance, after my matric, it was 46 grand to study boilermaking for 6 months.
For 6 months?
For only 6 months, yes.
Was that, let me ask you this, that cost breakdown, is it including like res, or is that just the coursework?
Just to get into the class and the workshop.
And just to sit down?
You have
Just
to buy
so
your own
touch them?
overalls,
Oh.
you have to buy your own toolbox. Toolbox cost about 10 to 15.
And this is the right toolbox. This is not having like a little start.
No, yeah, just a full toolbox, a full kit of a boilermaker, anything that you're gonna need. So I had to divest just gancane. So I went for mechanical engineering up until N5. And then Zakhele was still a training center. 2011, January, he got a job as a boilermaker, but an apprentice. And then I was still in college by that time. And then January, it was February, March, he called me, said, Baba, now opportunity. And then I took my CVA, mechanical engineering. So by God's grace, they divested me back to where I wanted to be. So sasebenza C2 along the way. And then up until we decided to go for our own business.
I want to know, under the bracket of boilermaker, what could you be? A mechanist, a pipe fitter, a drainsman, a draftsman? What does it all mean, and what are the colleges that people can look for?
Okay, you get plater boilermakers.
Plater?
Yes.
Okay.
There's thin material, very, very thin material.
Like corrugated iron thin?
Like 0.5 mils. Very, very small.
grammage
Yes,
is
yes.
that
More smaller than zenke, like a normal zenke seduction.
And what do you do with it?
Depends on the purpose of it. Sometimes it's for gas, sometimes it's for liquids or whatever. So they have to build it round. And remember with that thing, even if you hit it, just a little bit, it's gonna bend. And the customer will into 100%.
Straight, yes.
So you need a skill to do that.
Yes.
You need to know where to touch, where to hit, where not to hit. You see? Then it goes up until big thickness in material. So that's where you get structural boilermakers. Will they build big structures as in Zimbi.
Yes.
Ne? And then you can go further with your studies like drafting.
Yes.
Then you don't have to do the dirty job anymore.
Not what you guys are.
Not what we're doing,
No,
yeah. I'm a hands-on man.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a hands-on man, and I always like to think and concentrate on whatever that I'm doing. And it always feels good after so build something and watch it and say, yeah, those are my hands, you see.
We're going to be back, so please don't go anywhere. We're back, and we're still in conversation with our guest today, Mr. Maqhawe Nkosi, who's co-founder of DHCM Engineering, Dirty Hands, Clean Money. But, you know, the purpose of our conversations are always to make people know that these opportunities are not far off.
Yes,
especially
yes,
for
yes.
our community.
Yes.
Our community, our young brothers and sisters who... Are they female boilermakers?
There are female boilermakers. There are female boilermakers. Well, women can do anything now.
Yeah.
There are female boilermakers, but the tricky part about boilermaking is strength.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it's strength. Because we have gas bottles
Yes.
for welding, for tacking, and we have to lift them up from storage to the workplace.
Shouldn't there be a crane or something? How do we make it easy? I want to hear another woman say to me, I'm a boilermaker.
Yes. We do have cranes, we do have equipment to lift them up. But as for gas bottles, they're very sensitive.
Sure.
Yeah, so you can't lift them up with the crane.
Yeah.
So they always have to be closer to the ground. Yes, we're not allowed to use cranes. So you actually have to literally lift it up with your hands. Yes, unfortunately. And sometimes you build a structure, you have to move it away. And now it's heavy.
I want us to start focusing a little bit more on the company, DHCM.
Okay.
How do you guys market yourselves?
Well, we use social media platforms like WhatsApp and Facebook. Everything that we build, we take pictures and then sizifake ku social media, including our cell phone numbers on how to get us. So we put my number one Nwakazix, so you can find any one of us. Yes.
Can we talk about the opportunities that present themselves? What kind of colleges exist? What kind of college to look into? Even if it's not a name, but you can maybe say if it's a TVET college or a technical college, where, you know?
Okay, to name a few, unfortunately, ngapha eGauteng, we don't have a college like the Ekurhuleni colleges.
Yes.
They don't offer boilermaking, but we do have AMA training center. We do have Lapes training center. There's Ifundi, but now it has changed. I forgot what's the new name, but if you can Google Ifundi Training Center, there's another one here, Olifantsfontein. There's a training center as well.
Some of the opportunities and some of the work that you've done from 2016 until now,
Yeah.
you speak about iKasiTalk a lot.
Yeah.
Have you created opportunities for Abafana Wasikas?
Yeah, we did create opportunities because C2 kwamanje. So some of the job that we do need manpower.
Yes.
So we do get guys to come and help us. I remember we were building a 6-meter long gate, and which is 2 meters high. That's a very big gate, very, very heavy.
Yeah.
So remember, Masofai gate again, we have to this school before I'm a post. We have to lift the gate to a rail. Yeah, so we do, whenever there's a big job, we do hire guys to come and help us, offloading and transporting. And it's not really good to we just bring them to help us, to benefit us. We give them a chance to learn what to do. Because now, since my guy is out of the country, I'm alone. So whenever there's a job, I have to hire someone and teach them while we're working. So it's school and work same time.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do everything by myself.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, sometimes you tell him this one, you do it like this, he do it so that next time he'll be part of our business. We're hoping it's gonna grow and have a lot of employees under us. Zakhele Lokishini, we're not good financially. So we wish sometimes we can have guys who can be part of our small company, let them at least get a skill. Because Tina Sakala Singazi at all. In a way, with the safety boots was quite heavy for us. Yeah, overall, we didn't have sizes. Yeah, we were still small by then.
Yeah.
And must be a company, they were surprised, Gucci. And then
Nina,
these small boys, Lana, what's
Like
happening? But within a couple of months,
you got
this is
into it.
Guchun. Everything was doing well.
What are some of your challenges? Common, or either common to boilermaking or engineering, or specifically for your company? What are some of your challenges?
Most of the challenges that we have, it's pricing. It's pricing. Because we actually in the competition here.
Yeah.
So whenever you go into the quotation, I should actually think you might have 3, 4, 5 quotations already. So I must win. So that's the biggest challenge. Yes, yes. Because sometimes I can calculate whatever you're gonna need and everything, but I end up noticing too expensive for you. The quality, we trust ourselves. We do best quality. If we have to do the quality, I'm challenging anyone. I'm challenging anyone. But now when it comes to pricing, that's when we battle a lot. It's manpower. We don't have right equipment to lift up, especially because sometimes you end up after the job, your back is so, the hands are so. We don't have much equipment. Yeah.
We know they're not so.
Yes, yes. So we get such challenges as sometimes we have to. I mean, we grew up a company in everything, the likes of cranes, air conditioning, and everything. So now we in our small tiny garage, lapa, fumes. So those are the challenges sometimes. You end up you coughing. Another thing, we don't do x-raying because welding we do have to do x-ray.
What do you mean? You x-ray the material you're using or your
the
body?
Welding, yeah. Wherever because welding is fusing 2 metals.
Yes,
it's like it glue.
Yes.
Yes. So between like inside, like on my
in the
like
middle of that joining itself.
Yes, it should be sealed.
So there needs to be structure that you figure out there.
Actually, when you weld, you are fusing metal.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So sometimes there's this by like umoya or your flow yesandla.
Air bubble.
Yes, exactly.
Something small just to make
That's when the
everything go
crack
right.
starts. Then you find structures falling. After a while, the gate is it's because of that. So big companies, they do x-raying and check if it's impact your kinto lapho.
How would you resolve that? If you do, for instance, you fuse like that 6-meter gauge you spoke
Yeah.
about, and then you find those bubbles.
You have to grind it off.
Yes.
Yes, grind it off. It's quite a lot of job, but quality comes first.
Of course.
Quality comes first. You have to grind it off, re-weld it. Then they have to re-x-ray it again. and up until it's 100%. So it's quality. That's what we learned on our journey. So now we applying that on our small business. We just have to know what quality comes first. That's another thing about our company. We always want to do something once and never ever come back. You see, we don't want to get calls like, "Hey, nali cake leni uluile," or "Na ipatla yeni crackile," or whatever. We try by all means, even if you have to work until late.
Let's talk about milestones. What have been some of the huge milestones for DHCM from the time you started until now? Or just one big one that you remember that for both you and your business partner was, just a pat on the back?
We were so happy to be under that project to build Skolo, because even today, Mount Skolo, at least I can see, that's my work. You see, that was the big achievement. Besides laser seasons, that's the biggest achievement we've ever had.
We're going to be back, so please don't go anywhere. In the beginning, when I introduced our segment today, I said that we're discussing engineering entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Do you think that entrepreneurship is a natural, are you born with it? Does it come naturally, or,
I don't think it comes naturally, because no one can perfect it. When it's your talent, you always perfect it.
Yes.
Like the likes of soccer players, they perfect it because it's their talent. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, you have to fail a lot of times. Sometimes end up quiet. It's because now frustration and everything. So we don't perfect it. So we learn along up until this is right. So it's something that you should have passion in, but I don't think it's gonna be a talent. No one can do it. Yeah, sometimes a person can do it better at first, fail later, or fail now and do it best. So that's why I say no one can 100% perfect it.
I mean, I understand why you'd say that, because entrepreneurship is like the struggles you're saying. Sometimes you have to have floating cash and it's personal.
Yes.
Sometimes you don't have business since 3 months, it's quiet. And then it booms. You need to have a tenacity and knack to understand that. And if you're not born with it, or you don't have that patience for it, it's going to feel like every day you can go and market your CV somewhere, you're done with this, you want to close shop.
Speaking about booming and falling, there was a time now we had a lot of jobs flowing in. So we have to outsource some of our jobs. So now at least they benefits are other small business. So once we see what, okay, they're doing the same thing that we do, and we got a lot of job to do, and we can't manage it. So we have to get some guys. We have extra job, ngenani, grab a piece of bread as well. So now they are frustrated because now we have to go and monitor. Are they doing the right thing now? Because people trust us. Exactly. So umuntu uqashe thina because we trust that team. Yes. So masikufika abanye abantu they start So but then we have to go and maintain with guys, no, do it this way, do it until everything is right. So those are some of the achievements that we got. Sometimes you get a company call from the customer. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing this. Now we have to run there and control the situation. Sometimes you get a tripper. Then we have to take my equipment. Sometimes they're not so good. Especially our attach so much electricity. Then end up in case you want to say a tripper or everything. So now we have to do the run around to municipality. In case it trippile. Job must carry on. So those are the stuff in JC face and along.
That definitely means that what you're saying is that entrepreneurship is definitely something learned.
Yeah, you have to learn.
Do you think that entrepreneurship should be a module or a syllabus or something in the school, in the school system? So starting from primary school, say from the time grade 7, 8, where they start teaching us maths and physics and all of that right the way through.
Yeah, I believe it should be added to syllabus yesikolo, especially the basics. The basics. Hence I say if we had a chance to learn how to market, how to sell ice to the Eskimo, if we had that opportunity, if we had that opportunity, I believe Ngabi business is doing well on the marketing side. You see, but then if the upcoming generations bangai enhance with entrepreneurship, the country is going to be very much good. It's going to be very much good.
What do you wish someone had said to you in your earlier oncoming years that
Yeah.
you needed to know now about being an entrepreneur, about being your own man, your own self?
Remember, schooling start grade 10. What you do from grade 1 to grade 9, it's the same thing.
That's true. It's
Up until up until grade 10, where you start changing your subjects and everything. So people who had much information, you'll see them leaving school at grade 9. Then they go for college, N1, N2, N3. By the time you're doing your grade 10 or grade 11s, they're already on job training.
Yeah.
You see, so we never had that information. We all wanted to do which we went on metric. You see, but at some point, once you go for your N6, your N3 actually, N3 is equivalent to metric.
That's what I was going to ask you.
So
if you're going to say leave it, well, if you're going to say that you wish you would have known,
yeah,
what is the equivalent thereof? Because there are still some jobs that require you to have.
I did like about biology of which now they're not helping me anyhow. But if I knew earlier, which okay, from grade 9, once I start my grade 10, then I have to. So that's why I must find a company in wonder what how. Because we are same age, but already far from me. How did you do it? Then they will tell you, no. Remember, from grade 10, you have to do technical subjects now. Forget about these physics and whatever. Start doing technical subjects. And when we got to a company, we were still new workshop. We don't know where to walk. We don't know where to stand. We don't know where not to step, because there's color coding. The green part is for walking. The orange one is electricity. Red corner, it's a no-go area. So we are still new. Sisapais are there and there. So we find people want to say about experience already and ask yourself, when did they get time? It's because technical schools, they had a chance to go see what does a workshop look like. You see, since I got to figure workshop, you see, you're still confused with, okay, now I'm out of this world. You see, so some people took the chance very early while we're still in high school. So they managed to work their way through quicker than us. But we don't regret anyway. We are here.
Everyone's journey is obviously set for their progress and their precision.
So if people are like, I'm a student, they want to do electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, boilermaking, civil engineering, I'd advise them, as soon as first grade 1 to grade 9, then go to a technical school. You don't have to go to a college or whatever, but there are technical schools.
Technical high schools.
Yes, of which Banama workshop inside the school, they have few equipment just to give you the light. So after grade 9, start working your way. Start your career there.
I would never. Can you just say your details?
Facebook, Maqhawe Nkosi.
Yes.
On my personal cell phone, 073 85 60089.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much.
We're going to do this again and again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Catch us again on the next session of KasiTalk. We are Vula Vula Research Services, and my name is Sianda Mavoso.